Good morning, Hank. It's Wednesday, May 16th. You may notice that the puff level is a little high.
There's so much puff on the sides, Hank. Puff. Puff.
It reminds me of when I was in high school and they called me Muffin. Hank, I don't know if you can see the beads of sweat dripping down my forehead, but it's been a long day here in New York City. It's hot, and I've spent the day reading the screenplay of the Looking for Alaska movie, or as it's known in Hollywood, Famous Last Words. They're changing the title of the movie because, you know, Looking for Alaska sounds like it's a movie about mountaineering or something. Anyway, Hank, I think it's a pretty good screenplay, even though it's way different from the book, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that they make it. Hank, even though so far as I can tell we haven't gotten official permission from Evil Baby Orphanage creator Brooke to make it into a movie slash novel slash graphic novel slash we don't know what yet, I think we should move ahead with the project. Unfortunately, it's hard to write collaboratively about something when you're not allowed to communicate via text, so I'm going to propose that we discuss the Evil Baby Orphanage in video blogs, but obviously we can't do it in the Brotherhood 2.0 video blogs, so I propose that we make a series of Evil Baby Orphanage videos in which we're reading to each other from our proposed book proposals. Is that grammatically correct? I'm gonna go with it. And then eventually we'll create a book proposal out of the things that we're reading to each other. That shouldn't be too hard, right? I mean, we don't need text anymore. Text is dead. Just kidding, I miss text so bad, Hank. I miss it, I miss it, I miss it. Sometimes I'll open up the instant message window and I'll make it say Broken Golf Club and I'll just have it sitting there and I'll type into it, but I won't hit enter so I don't break the rules. Hey, I just told everyone what your screen name is! Now obviously the Nerdfighters have to have access to the Evil Baby Orphanage videos, so I'm going to propose that we also post them on Brotherhood 2.0 over the weekends if and when we actually do this. Okay? Okay, moving on. Oh wait, before we move on, can I just say one thing? An Evil Baby Orphanage does have to contain evil babies. But babies grow up, and what they grow up into is teenagers who become kind of maybe evil baby junior counselors. You know, they gotta take care of the evil babies, they gotta change the evil diapers, etc. And what would it be like, Hank, to be 14 or 15 years old and all of a sudden realize that the reason you're on this mountaintop school in Canada and are never allowed to leave campus is because you are an evil baby from the past? I'm just saying, I think it might be interesting. Okay, really moving on now. Hank, in your last video you correctly pointed out that I was born in the city of Indianapolis, the city I'm moving back to. You incorrectly said that I lived there until I was 3. In point of fact, I lived there until I was 3 weeks old. Hank, I know that you have a limited knowledge of my early years due to the fact that you weren't alive for them, but don't you remember how we lived in Michigan and then moved to Birmingham, and how you were born in Birmingham and how then we moved to Florida? Jeez. Anyway, Hank, eventually you won't have to remember that I left Indianapolis when I was 3 weeks old because all that stuff will be covered on my Wikipedia page, or as you like to call it, Wikipedia. Come on, Hank, this isn't Canada. Say it with me. Wikipedia. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. Hank, I'll see you tomorrow. P.S. Hank, the Yeti just officially became a master. Look at these awesome pictures I took. My gosh, I'm like Ansel Adams, only, you know, drunk. Forget the video blog, Hank, I'm going into professional distance photography.